Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan cast with the new setup, different building. Nah,
No,
I'm just kidding.
different dimension of the dungeon.
Look, man, as you guys can see, a little bit different of an angle. These are going to be coming out like hotcakes, bro. All month long, all August long. Got the neon lights in the background.
My dad finally helping us out with some of his weird obsessions with neon signs. I like it.
I like it too, man. We got the lights going on. We got the mics. We got football around the corner. We got over-unders. We got the whole fucking deal. So look, first of all, if you guys found this video, found our channel, what are you doing? Go ahead and subscribe. Like the video. Comment down below. We do football, basketball, even a little golf. Okay, we got MJC Originals. Go ahead and check those out. All the works, bro. Just go ahead and subscribe. Today, AFC East. We're going to be doing each division. We're going to be doing over-unders, a couple of storylines for each team, and then we're going to give our predictions from who's going to be first and who's going to be last in the division. Okay? So a little bit of power rankings for you guys. Let's get into it, bro. I'm going to start off with who went first last year and then
we're gonna work our way down.
Yeah, we'll work our way down. It's only right. You got to start with the best of the best. And my goodness, the AFC East, they got a legit Super Bowl contender, Max. The Buffalo Bills. Bringing back Sean McDermott, Josh Allen. The only difference really is Ken Dorsey, the offensive coordinator. Quarterbacks coach last year. Winded up losing Dable. They went, 11-6, lost in the divisional to Kansas City.
I mean, just one of the greatest games ever played, in all honesty, especially from a quarterback standpoint. And, the Dayball loss, is it big? Is it not so big a deal? Like, I mean, if I'm a Buffalo fan, I'm kind of worried a little bit. But remember when they started off the year last year, the offense was sluggish, kind of got off to a slow start. It wasn't as good as the year before, so maybe it won't be that bad. Look, I don't think it's going to be that big a deal. I like Ken Dorsey. I think Josh Allen, he's obviously amazing, right? He can obviously do it all. But if you're the Bills, you don't want him to have to run the ball 50 times a game, throw the ball 30 times a game, whatever the case is.
Right.
You need to have some balance. And I think that's a huge key for this team is how do we balance out this offense? Because we know who he can throw the ball.
Yeah.
You drafted James Cook. Let's run the ball a little bit. They got a little bit better on the O-line. They got Roger Saffold. Let's see if they can actually be 60-40 run instead of 80-20 run.
Yeah. Something that I looked up that was kind of interesting is that they got Joe Brady, former offensive coordinator from the Carolina
Failed
Panthers.
offensive coordinator.
Fired offensive coordinator.
3 weeks, 6 weeks in?
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's a little bit interesting, I think what you're gonna see throughout these divisional previews, we will call them, is a lot of the great teams in the NFL, they're kind of operating like the Warriors. And I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it's kind of like betting on pedigree, like Andrew Wiggins. So they take a guy like Joe Brady, and they're like, yeah, this guy was a failure in somewhere else. Wasn't that good. But in our system, he's going to succeed. This guy's not working with Sam Darnold. He's working with fucking Josh Allen, who's the
slight upgrade in quarterback, I would say, for sure.
Exactly.
I mean, he might be the big winner where he doesn't have to work with Darnold and Baker. Now you got Josh Allen.
Yeah. But they have stability, okay? That's the main thing here is stability. Bringing back the coach, bringing back the quarterback, and for the most part, bringing back the offense, in my opinion. Now, the thing that strikes me is the defensive line. The defensive line is musical chairs. They're bringing back a whole bunch of different people.
Well, I think they needed to.
Yeah,
I think I got stale there quick, especially Ed Oliver. Me and you, one of our favorite players coming out, underwhelming up to this point in his career. But you're adding a guy like Von Miller. And what did you say earlier? Pedigree. What does Von Miller bring if not pedigree? Being a leader, being a great edge rusher, and you have Gregory Rousseau. So now you have two bookend edge rushers who are pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
Ed Oliver. If they can get something from him, maybe some AJ Epineza. Like, this team needed pass rush. When you watch them play against the Chiefs, very rarely were you seeing Patrick Mahomes under duress. And then that translates to the second level or the third level, the DBs. They have good safeties, and they've added a good corner in Kahir Elam. They're getting Trey White back.
It's crazy. Look, this, we didn't even mention him, but Brandon Bean, I think that's the GM, right?
Yeah,
he's been doing a fantastic job. He goes into the draft with not many needs at all. And the one hole that they really did have, if you would have told me this before the draft, I was like, that second corner is kind of iffy. They get Kahir Elam, like you said.
Yeah, who we both liked. We both liked him a lot. And, really quick, went back to offense. They also had a bad running back room. Yeah. And they added James Cook, who I really like, my number one running back, I think.
I think he'll start off slow. I don't think he's going to get implemented right off the bat. But he's definitely going to help. And that pick is future. Like, you look for it 2 years from now, 3 years from now. I think it's really going to blossom. And you mentioned offense. Khalil Shakur from Boise State. An interesting late round draft pick that they have. I think it's another weapon that they can use, a little bit of a version of their own Tyreek.
How do you feel about the weapons there? Because I look at them, I'm never blown away. Like, Diggs is really good.
Yeah.
But outside of Diggs, you're talking about McKenzie, Isaiah McKenzie, Gabe Davis. Now, if Gabe Davis pops off,
4 touchdowns.
Now I'm looking good. And I like they added O.J. Howard. I like Dawson Knox, but at the end of the day, it's not like how I looked at the Chiefs with Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelce, all these just guys, or the Rams in their heyday. Yeah. It's really Josh Allen dependent. So maybe if that defense can step up and make it so a little easier, because defense has been well coached. They just haven't had a lot of talent.
Yeah, they're bringing back Leslie Frazier, who's more than capable. Besides running a bust coverage against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, Leslie and Sean McDermott, I have a lot of faith in as coaches. I mean, they were good before Allen got there. They went to the playoffs with Tyrod Taylor. Or they almost went to the playoffs with Tyrod Taylor. So, that's enough said.
Right. Now, that brings us to the next question. Super Bowl or bust?
Absolutely. How many more? You can't keep squandering years of a really good team. Because Allen's contract is about to get ridiculous. It's going to put you in a bind. Now, everyone's going to say, well, they always have Allen. They'll always be a Super Bowl contender. But Aaron Rodgers has been in Green Bay how long? They went to how many Super Bowls?
Yeah.
So it's not that easy. Don't squander it away. Take over. If you told me last year Josh Allen outplays Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game, who wins? Bills.
Right.
That's not the case, though.
It's going to be tough, man. Look, of course, you got to factor in injuries or something weird happening. But for the most part, this team should be playing football in late January, without a doubt. They're good top to bottom. They have the draft picks. They have the free agent signings. They have the quarterback. They have the coach. They have a recipe for winning a Super Bowl. Now, like we said, over-unders. They're over-under right now. As of today, 11.5 wins.
Going over.
I'm going over as well. So we both did a best case scenario and a worst case scenario. Best case scenario for them, I had them winning 15 games. And I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility.
So in my mind, what has to happen then is Josh Allen's going to be the MVP. He's going to solidify himself as the number one quarterback. Gabe Davis steps up. He's a legit number 2, borderline number 1.
Yeah. Then Von Miller goes nuts.
Yeah, Von Miller's and the D-line actually is able to get pressure, and the coverage corners actually be able to play some man and mix up looks instead of sitting back in zone all game.
Yeah.
That's what has to happen.
Yeah. And it's interesting because they got a guy that can blossom on the offense in Gabe Davis, and they got a guy that can blossom on the defensive end in Gregory Rousseau, who can really pop. But worst case scenario, let's say, Ken Dorsey's not really the guy. He's not really working out like Dable. Josh Allen's, misses a couple games. Maybe those hits take a toll on him.
Get bad habits.
The running back room. Maybe James Cook is not handling the offense all that well. Gabe Davis is a disappointment. It's only Stephon Diggs and the boys. Defense is kind of shaky.
What's that record then?
9
and 8.
I gave them 9 wins at the worst case scenario. I think that's how good they really are.
Maybe limp into the playoffs, and then they're kind of a tough out. Yeah, I mean that's definitely a possibility. I think it just if there's too much on the shoulder or arm of Josh Allen, it can be a problem. Yeah. And think about Cam Newton those years on the Panthers where it was all on him. Yeah, he can get it done some years, but at some point, like, it's going to catch up to him, and now he's going to age really badly. You don't want this guy taking too many hits. You want to protect your, $250 million quarterback?
Yeah.
You don't want to put him in harm's way that much. I love when they run him, but let's save it for when it matters.
Yeah. And we'll save the rankings for last, so let's switch over to the second place winner last year, the New England Patriots. Bill Belichick, of course. I'm going to get into their DC and offensive coordinator because it's kind of interesting.
It's bullshit. Like, it doesn't mean anything. Like, I put those guys because they're like the number one assistants, and I'm like, it just says Bill Belichick for everything. So
right. 10-7 last year. Wound up getting fucking trampled by the Buffalo Bills. Little taste of their own medicine.
Yeah.
I still don't think it's enough for Bills fans, honestly.
No, you could do that 20 more times and it would maybe start to even out. That's what I would think.
So they got a taste of their own medicine, the most definitely. But second in the division last year. And I think the first storyline that I would like to bring up is the coaches. How we just alluded in the beginning. Like, it's a loss of a lot of coaches. You said who's going to be the offensive coordinator, who's going to be the DC. I have no idea. Like, Bill Belichick, I know he's going to have his hands on the defense, but in reality, who's going to be doing the play calling? Like, people tell me Gerard Mayo or
Matt Patricia's back there, and we know,
but he's working with the offense.
Yeah, so like Joe Judge is there again. So you just had two guys who were head coaches who did not have successful stints in any way, and you lost your play caller of about 20 years in Josh McDaniels.
That's big.
I don't think that can be understated how big of a loss that is. And now you have a young quarterback, Mac Jones, who, let's be real, a lot of the franchise pressure is on him. He's a first-round pick. He's the quarterback heir apparent to Brady. Yeah. And I think we're really going to see this year, is Mac Jones store-bought? Like, is he like, Rite Aid Cola? Or is he that Coca-Cola premium? You know what I mean?
Let me run something by you, Max, because you bring up Mac Jones, and I think Mac Jones will be fine, honestly. I think he has a good head on his shoulders, and Bill Belichick's going to help him the way he helped Brady, because he's going to teach him from a defensive perspective. But I heard this on a Patriots show, and is it out of the realm of possibility that a guy like Devin McCourty will be calling the defense, excuse me?
If you have someone trusted like, Dante.
No, I mean, like,
I get it. Like, if Dante Hightower's still out there, maybe he's like a Ray Lewis type guy where he's like, I know all the calls, I've been here 10 plus years. It's just weird, I mean, how many years can they keep stealing coaches away from these guys? And now all that New England is in Tennessee. There's a New England in Houston. There was a New England in Houston. And now there's a New England in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how many years can we just keep siphoning off parts and this thing keeps running like a well-oiled machine? I mean, last year they were 10-7. We didn't think they were that talented a team, but it was like, dang, they're coaching. They're going to win a game where they only run the ball, and only they could win that game.
Yeah. And it got me thinking. I was looking at over their roster and some of their pickups, and I think it's pretty glaring to me on what they're doing. I really do think they're going to start running a Kyle Shanahan type system. And I know how versatile the Patriots are, but from the draft picks that I've seen and the moves that I've been seeing with the Cole Strange, whose San Francisco zone run blocking scheme all the way fits to a T. And then you get a guy in Pierre Strong, another running back that's San Francisco driven, a Raheem Mostert type of guy, one cut kind of back. I do think we're going to start seeing a San Francisco type offense with a Mac Jones who doesn't throw the best deep ball, doesn't push the ball down the field that much.
Wouldn't say you have an explosive arm, but a good enough arm.
Right.
And you look at the receivers like Devontae Parker, big target.
Yes.
Tyquan Thornton, some speed. I mean, this team's in desperate need of any type of speed they can get. And not to mention what you said about the running backs. They still have Damian Harris. They still have, what's his name, Rondale? Not Rondale.
Ramondre Stevenson.
Ramondre Stevenson, thank you so much. They got the power blend. They got the one cut. And let's be real, they've been a running team the last 3 years?
Yeah.
Since Cam Newton's out there.
I mean, they won a game with only passing the ball twice.
Yeah, running the ball is cheating, according to people. But this team, man, it's just a tough team to look at, man. Because you look at it and it's like, they're not the most talented bunch. But this is the Patriot way. And they went 10-7 last year, and I think they're a little better.
Yeah. They're a little bit better, but I see it falling down. I honestly do. I think them running that San Francisco type of deal, like Mac Jones is the Jimmy and being conservative, I felt like what made the Patriots so fucking good is that you really couldn't put your thumb on what they do. Like, are they a running team? Are they a passing team? Are they?
Well, could they even be a passing team right now? I don't know.
I don't think
and
so.
it's not that I have lack of faith in Mac. I think I have a lack of faith in Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne, Hunter Henry, and Jonnu are decent, but at some point they're just tight ends.
Yeah.
So that's what I worry about is how do you unleash this pass offense? Can it be, or can Mac just kind of like make magic happen? And I don't know if that's possible.
And on the defensive side, I do think that there's a new philosophy on there too. With the defense, it's their linebackers. Their linebackers in the past, they have been guys like Dante Hightower,
Jamie Collins, is
Brandon
still there.
Spikes. They got rid of a lot of those guys. Right now, they have speedsters at linebacker. I think in the draft, they've drafted a couple guys that if you would have told me this 2 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, the Patriots don't draft a guy like that. But they're kind of changing philosophies, and I do think it's because of the Buffalo Bills.
Well, I think that was so evident. It was like, holy crap, Josh Allen looks like he's faster than the fastest guy on your team. Like, the only guy who could get him is J.C. Jackson, who, I might add, is gone. Went to Los Angeles, took a big deal from the Chargers, but this team needs some defensive speed. I mean, I like Matthew Judon, but he looked a step slow last year. But Kyle Van Noy, all these guys, and like you said, that infusion of speed, and maybe they can get some better pass rush and do some exotic things. Here's one thing about the Patriots. They're always going to be the best coach team on the field. And I hate to say that, but Bill Belichick is the best coach in NFL history. He has every play under the sun under his head. He's come up with game plans that stop teams we never thought could be stopped. So they always have a chance just because they're coaching.
Yeah.
But if the talent can get to that point, then they're back to being the Patriots.
Yeah. And just to show off some of the changes for linebacker, Mac Wilson, Raekwon McMillan, Ronnie Perkins, like those are
you never guys. Think of those guys. Right? You think of big hulking guys who just thump and shut down the run. They're like, no, we need guys who can run in space. When Josh Allen gets out of the pocket, Raekwon McMillan can go chase his butt down.
Yeah. And we talked about guys that can bloom on the Bills. I think a couple guys that can bloom for the Patriots. Obviously on offense, you got the Mac Jones. I think that's the obvious one. But on defense, I think a guy that's really underrated, Kyle Duggar. And I do think Kyle Duggar is going to have a huge role in this Patriots defense because they got a guy also in Jabril Peppers. I just think
they got hybrid guys.
Yeah, and I don't think that's a mistake, Max. I think the Buffalo Bills beat them down so bad. They're like, we need to get guys out here that are versatile. So it doesn't matter if these motherfuckers run hurry up offense. I don't care. I have the players that are capable of covering whoever.
In that playoff game, you can go back and watch, or you can go back to when they played, 2 weeks before the playoffs, and you can see, like, dang, they got everything boxed up. And then Josh Allen's like, I'll just go make 15 yards happen. It's like
they were literally faster. They were faster, bigger, stronger.
Yeah, and that's not a thing you'd ever see from the Patriots in years past. They've always been a physically dominant team, and they need to get back to being that, and that's what they're going to do. But instead of going, we want big hulking guys, we want fast, strong guys. So they're going to get guys who can go sideline to sideline.
Right. And you bring up J.C. Jackson. I'm not that worried about the corners. Bill Belichick finds corners everywhere. And
he's got the 7th round pick from Tennessee Chattanooga right now getting ready to take on Odell in his prime type thing.
But we'll see, man. We'll see if it's the end of an era for them because there's a lot of Patriot fans that are pissed off with the trading of Shaq Mason.
Yeah, another loss.
And then you let a guy like J.C. Jackson walk. So
I think Brady had like dirt on Bill, and he's like, "You gonna trade this guy?"
I know, right?
Like, I mean, it'll be funny in week 8 when we're talking about these guys are 4-4, they're dead, and then they go off on like 5 straight wins against. And it's like they recovered a fumble in the 4th quarter, something slips. That's just what they do every year.
Let's talk over-unders. Over-under for this team, 8.5 wins. Did you go over?
Easily went over. They went over last year at 10-7. I think 8.5 is really low for this team. If it was 9.5, I would have been scared. Yeah. But I'm going over.
I have over as well. And best case scenario, I got 10 wins for this team. Best case. I don't think they go anymore.
I would say like 11 or maybe 12 if they like went really good. But that's like pushing the envelope.
I don't see it.
If they do that, here's what's going to happen. Mac Jones is going to be like, holy crap, this guy maybe should have been the first overall quarterback taken. The pass offense is actually capable of making some explosive plays. We know the run game is going to be good regardless. Yeah. We know that. And then the defense is going to have that Bill Belichick special where, hey, we might bend some days, but we're never going to break. We're going to get some timely interceptions. And I feel like that's their recipe for having an amazing year.
Yeah, most definitely. What's the over-under for Bill Simmons talking that Mac Jones is reincarnated Tom Brady? And this reminds him of the 2001 team.
100 times. I know, actually.
Is it before November or after November?
It'll be after November, but I'm not sure he'll be able to talk just because his mouth's going to be full of the Patriots, just Patriot stuff. And
I swear, last year...
I'm tired of hearing shit about that.
Last year, when they went on that run, how many times did you hear him say?
They were never that. I was like, their defense was never dominant. You guys are beating scrubs.
Oh, my God. So what's the worst case for you? I got 7 wins.
I would say about 7, maybe 6 if it goes really bad. But
that's just Bill Belichick respect right there.
Yeah, and I would think it's just... the loss of McDaniels is too great to overcome. The offense can never really get on track. Mac Jones regresses, which is the worst thing you want to see from a second-year quarterback. Yeah. And then Bill Belichick would be retiring at the end of the year. It's just like cherry on the top. That's like the worst possible case. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Not the retirement.
I think he would have been retired if that was the case. Let's move on to the Miami Dolphins. Okay? This team is completely revamped, honestly.
New head coach Mike McDaniel. Brian Flores is out and suing the NFL, which is just a weird dark cloud to hang over the franchise.
Yeah. Last year record 9-8, third in the division, missed the playoffs, went on a little bit of a run last year.
They were 2-8, and then they went 8-8.
Yeah,
or 6. They went on a 7-game win streak or something with all the blitzing, right?
Yep. For the most part, though, the defense is kind of still back. They brought a couple of coaches back under Flores that stayed, but the offense, that is what's new. Mike McDaniels, of course, Tyreek Hill, couple of key additions, Teron Armstead.
Connor Williams is there to solidify that outline.
Yeah, even Teddy Bridgewater as a backup.
Or starter.
You
never know.
So, the first thing that comes to mind with these guys, I think it's obviously Tua. Tua needs to have a year where you're comfortable with him going forward.
You know the show Last Chance U?
Yes.
That's why I went with Last Chance Tua. Because I think it's time to shit or get off the pot.
Yeah.
It's going to be like this for a lot of teams. I would say like the Eagles are a team like this where they invested a lot more in Tua, 5th pick in the draft, 6th pick. He went before Herbert. If you take a guy that high, you need to have him producing. That's not what he's done so far in his career. He's been good at sometimes, but now you have Tyreek Hill, you have Jalen Waddle. Throw some deep balls. We saw the one in training camp that we've all mocked and made fun of. Hey, you underthrew him. It sucks to say, but I hate to be the guy who's like, it's all about the quarterback. But for them, if they went 7-10 or 7-9, and Tua was just dotting everything up, that's a win. It's all about finding out, is Tua the franchise guy?
Okay. I'm going to go a little bit against the grain here. I'm a little bit higher on Tua than other people for this reason. Not because of the talent.
Not because you like him. Not because anything that matters.
Yeah.
But, okay.
But I would say this. Mike McDaniels, I'm a Mike McDaniels truther. Like, I'm well aware of how involved he was with Kyle Shanahan. He's been on Kyle Shanahan's fucking coattail since the beginning of fucking time. This guy knows the run game. He knows the offense. He knows that zone blocking fucking bullshit.
Jeez, come on.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Tua fits it to a T. And I think Tyreek Hill fits it to a T. They have all... Waddle. They have so many guys. Raheem Mostert. The list goes on to run this offense. And I do think Tua is accurate enough and smart enough to run it.
Do you think, though, Mike McDaniel is going to put up with Tua the same way they put up with Jimmy?
Most definitely.
I think that's a wrong move then. I can't stress enough. If Kyle Shanahan was like, you know what? fuck Jimmy Garoppolo. Let's just get rid of him. Even at the Super Bowl year, it's like, why aren't you just going all in?
That's a San Francisco problem.
No. I'm just saying, no. This is what I'm going to tie to. If Tua's good enough, where it's like, oh, he can kind of do it. We almost made the playoffs. We made the playoffs with this guy. Why are you going to keep, like, if he's just going to be mediocre, don't fucking keep him. I'd rather go step back for 1 year and then get the quarterback of the future than keep having the Jimmy Garoppolo, who it's like, we're winning, but he's playing like shit. Yeah. And then they'll have one good game and it's like, oh, yeah.
I would say this, though. I have a little bit more confidence in Tua. And I do think he can be slightly better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm just thinking the aspect of, instead of just toiling with mediocrity like the Niners have done, and let's just say it's cost them 2 Super Bowls, Jimmy Garoppolo. It's just don't do that with Tua. Don't. Like,
sometimes that's your only choice, though.
You know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait because I wanted to call someone out who saw a tweet that said Jimmy Garoppolo sucks, and he's like, "Oh yeah, totally." And I'm just saying, don't let all the McDaniel special plays. It's like if he throws a Tyreek Hill on a 2-yard dig and he's wide fucking open and the ball hits him in the chest, don't say, "Oh my god, what a throw."
Yeah.
Look at the way
that's the way the offense is.
Wait the way Tyreek Hill ran 80 yards downfield. Oh my god. He has 82 passing yards when he's completed 2 passes.
Yeah. A lot of that's going to happen, but in reality, a lot of people are clowning the whole Tyreek Hill thing because, "Oh, what are they going to do? Noodle arm fucking Tua." In reality, Patrick Mahomes didn't throw the ball deep all that much to Tyreek Hill on big plays. Yes, they had the bombs, the fucking the broken down plays.
The first year was bombs galore, and then the teams were like, we're gonna not let that. And then it was like, oh, Tyreek Hill for a 30-yard in, and then it's house call.
Thank you. Okay, the most glaring play to look at that against the Bills.
Yeah,
what happened? Cover 2,
20-yard dig.
Yeah, 20-yard dig. I'm gone. Ghost. What? Patrick Mahomes threw the ball 15 yards?
Yeah.
You know, Tua can do that. He's accurate enough. He can't push the ball down the field. That's his problem. But this offense, you don't have to. It's run game. It's West Coast offense, quick passes, and it's having interchangeable pieces for Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Those guys to be weapons, get them out in space, and have them fucking just green grass.
We didn't even mention Mike Gesicki, who could be like a George Kittle type guy.
Yeah.
Maybe not the run after the catch, but going up vertically. Yeah. I like their offense. It's just all on the left arm of Tua. That's simply what it is, man.
Yeah.
And like you were saying about the defense, with those coaches in place, it gives me a little bit of hope, but I think they're going to lose just a touch without Flores because Flores is a really good coach.
Howard's getting a little bit older. They bring in Melvin Ingram, who's
ageless wonder, Melvin Ingram.
But I like their young players. Jalen Phillips. I think he's one of these guys who can possibly, like, his ceiling for me, defensive player of the year. Honestly, I do think he can be elite. He was one of my top guys in the draft last year, as well as you. And it went under the radar. He broke the rookie record for most sacks for a Dolphin.
We were talking about him the other day, and you were like, we were talking about a video idea, and you were like, I don't know if he should be there. I'm like, right. He had like 9.5 sacks. You're like, when? I'm like, I'm telling you, he had a really good
year. Under the radar, and that's the Dolphins rookie record. I feel
like Emmanuel Ogbah got more like news than he did.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like him and Christian Wilkins, who I think is pretty good too, just don't seem to get any publicity. And maybe it's just the way, they were basically playing like Patriots, where it's not always go get the quarterback. It's like, hey, stand up the right tackle, dissect the play.
Yeah, he can be an absolute game changer. He can change a game for the Miami Dolphins because you got Xavier Howard, already a playmaker, little long in the tooth, like I said though. Channing Tindall,
one of them Georgia linebackers.
One of those Georgia boys. I really like him. I do think it's going to take some time for him to get on the field. He is a lower draft pick, has to earn his way up. New coaching staff.
I want to add one thing you said to Jalen Phillips. If Jalen Phillips pops, and let's couple that in with Javon Holland having another year like that.
Oh, that's another guy.
Javon Holland.
They have some fucking interesting pieces on this Dolphins team. And it just always swirls all the way back to Tua, which is fucking frustrating.
Well, I think if he can just play okay, they can be like a winning team, which is crazy to say because there's so much talent on this freaking team. But at some point when you have that much talent, it's not like, it's not, the goal's not to make the playoffs anymore. It's hey, we want to contend.
Yeah. Because to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that they have 5 All-Pros. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Javon Holland, Jalen Phillips, and Xavier Howard. That's not fucking crazy.
I would say the receivers is a little far fetched because I would just pick one, but maybe Mike Gesicki has some crazy big year.
Yeah.
The running backs too, they're pretty crap.
Yeah.
So I know Raheem Mostert is there and try to resuscitate that, but they need to have someone who's dependable. They have no dependable running backs.
Raheem Mostert is an injury fucking.
If he's healthy, I have trust in him, but
they have a committee though. They have a couple of running backs there.
Well, it's like Shanahan, right? They're gonna me and you are running back. We get 50 yards a game.
Because I would argue they got 4 solid ones, but a lot of them have injury history. Chase Edmonds got hurt. Raheem Mostert got hurt. Sony Michel, a guy that gets hurt, and Myles Gaskin.
The Gaskin drafted in fantasy, my boy.
But they got 4 guys. They're like, okay, one of you motherfuckers are gonna pop. Okay,
one of you stay healthy, and maybe they'll be like the Ravens. They're like on their 8th string running back.
But I really like this team, man. They got a couple underrated pickups: Trent Sherfield, Cedric Wilson.
Ooh, I like him.
Yeah, so they have a lot of just interchangeable pieces. They're really interesting. Now let's get down to the fucking meat of it. Over under.
It's 8.5. How did you feel about pick? I was like, God dang it.
I went over.
I went under.
Really?
They're gonna have 8 wins.
Shit.
I think if they go over, it's gonna be 9 wins.
It kind of gets.
I don't think
it scares the living shit out of me because my best case scenario was 11. Okay, best case scenario for wins.
So what has to happen, right? Like Tua's just like, damn, Tua was a
They
revelation.
have a system. Yeah. They have a system.
They just run the shit out the ball. No one can stop the run game.
Yeah.
They have some really. The corners can't really press because they're so afraid of the speed of the guys, and the defense is like Flores never left.
Right. And they're going to cause some fucking problems in this division. Trying to guard guys like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, who are fucking cheetahs. They literally nickname them the fucking cheetah. It's going to be hard for the Bills, the Patriots, this whole division, man. It's going to be tough. But worst case I have 6, and that's why it scares the living shit out of me.
I had 5.
I can see it going fucking south,
and
man.
2 was just trash the whole year.
Yeah.
They can't
Teddy
run
Bridgewater
the ball.
plays a couple games.
They can't run the ball. They can't really throw the ball deep. No team is scared of them, and the defense is like, oh, we miss Flores.
And Mike McDaniels just looks like a fraud.
Yeah, exactly. And that's always something to worry about first-year coaches is, are they in over their head?
Yeah.
Let's just say this. Last year there was a coach in Florida, in Jacksonville, who no one thought would look that bad.
Yeah.
They thought this is one of the best coaches you could get, and it was a joke. So it's not out of the realm of possibility he gets fired in his first year. We always have to consider the coach is in over his head.
Look at
I
a
have
guy
trust in him, though. I like McDaniel.
I do.
I like McDaniel.
But a guy that I had a little bit of trust in before, Matt Rule. Like, Matt Rule was a guy, you get him into programs, he fucking turns them around. Panthers, it's been fucking ugly.
I mean, I don't think he's gotten a fair shake, but we'll save it for the Panthers.
Exactly.
For that awesome quarterback room.
But a guy like Mike McDaniels can be that situation. You know, I love him a lot, but it's like, fuck, what the fuck is going on over there? Why aren't you winning?
So this division has two head coaches from the Niners, right? That's crazy. Loki's stealing the Niners coaches next.
Oh, my goodness. All right. New York Jets. Jets.
Jets.
Bringing back Saleh and the boys. Mike LaFleur, excuse me.
Yeah.
You want to give a shot on that DC?
Jeff Ulbrich.
Ulbrich.
I mean, he's the DC, but it's still Saleh's baby. You know, he's the defensive mastermind coach, and I want to see what he does this year. I'm excited. I actually have faith in the Jets.
We'll see about that because last year, 4-13, last in the division, missed the playoffs. It was a bad year, but they got a bright future, man. And you know what? I think right off bat, what I want to talk about with them is their draft class. With the exception of Garrett Wilson, which our feelings about him are not that good, but the main point is he's a top receiver in this class to a lot of people's eyes, okay? And he's a talented dude. With that being said, the rest of the class in general, they fucking knocked it out of the park. I can't remember a loaded draft class like this in a very long time.
I'm looking at it. It's like, damn, they had like 3 top 10 picks. No, but it's Sauce Gardner, who top 5 pick, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, who we liked, Breece Hall in the second round. They loaded on the offense. Now, there's still question marks on this team because they're young. Mm-hmm. But these rookies, if they're all impactful, like Sauce Gardner could be all-pro corner as a rookie. That's how like good he could be in some people's eyes. And I mean, he has talent. He wasn't my second corner. He was my third, but I really think highly of him, man.
Yeah.
I guess when you have him as your third corner, it means you hate the guy. I guess, that's just me. But man, these Jets, I hope it's not like what'd you say last year? It's not your daddy's Patriots. I hope it's not my father's Jets still.
Now, there's no excuses for this guy. Same thing with Tua. It's like, I feel like this is a maker or breaker year for Zach Wilson, even though he's 1 year behind. I truly feel like that because of the talent he has around him. Dude, we got you your receiver, number one guy potentially. We got you a running back, more than capable. We got you multiple running backs, honestly. The offensive line.
Healthy is good. Like Makai's good.
Oh, my goodness.
Vera Tucker, really freaking good.
Connor McGurven, dog. Lincoln Tomlinson, a guy that they spent a lot of money on.
He's going to solidify it. Yep. Yeah. Right tackle, a little bit of a question mark. Yeah. But if Makai can be healthy, it's a big if because he's been hurt every year of his career.
Yeah.
He's a franchise left tackle.
Yeah. And they bring in CJ Uzama to fill in that tight end slot.
They haven't had a good tight end since like Dustin Keller.
I'm forgetting the name of the GM.
Joe Douglas. From the Eagles.
Thank you. Thank you. He's been fucking killing it.
I thought he's done a great job. I know their record was 4-13 last year, but they were capable. Yeah. It wasn't like we see teams every year and like the Lions are a good case of. They were like 2-14, right, or whatever they were. Were they that bad? Were they like were they just getting blown out like the Browns when they went 0-17 every week? This team has the potential to be good, and this is the one thing I want to say. How hot is Robert Saleh's seat going to be if they start off slow? Because he's 4-13, and I know it's his second year, but this team isn't bad. It's talent-wise very solid all around.
It ties in with Zach Wilson. They're on the same boat. Even though it feels like it's so early, it's hot, bro. Zach Wilson, you need to show something this year. Like, you can't have no 4-interception game against the Patriots. That can't happen.
No, I can't.
And me and you both seen the flashes. We were both fans of Zach Wilson. We do think he's going to succeed. But deep inside my mind, in the back of my mind, I'm like, God, this shit can fucking go south.
And that's because they're the Jets, right?
Yes.
They're the Jets, yeah. I think it would be a mistake if you immediately expect him to just come in and just start dicing people up. I don't think that's always the best for a young quarterback. Yeah, we saw Justin Herbert do it. We saw Joe Burrow. But for Zach Wilson, there's nothing wrong with, hey, let's establish that run game. Hey, let's run the ball. Let's be a little conservative here. We have I think their defense is pretty stacked.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought up the defense right now because I do think Saleh has his pieces in place finally. I think all the pieces that they have, Jordan Whitehead fits the fucking Saleh
he reminds me of like a harder hitting Tart.
Yeah.
I really like.
Oh, he's gonna fucking demolish people, Jordan Whitehead. He's so underrated.
They actually have a corner that Saleh never really had. Yes. Like maybe you can say Sherman, but I would still say Sherman wasn't Sherman.
Right.
It's like Sauce could be that. They have their edge rusher in Jermaine.
They have the rangy guy in LaMarcus Joyner who fucking sucked for the Raiders, but he was good for the Jets.
CJ Mosley's still a really good linebacker, and there's one guy who could be such a wild card for this team. And I wonder if you know who I'm gonna say.
Quinn Williams.
Exactly, man. This was the best tape I ever watched from a player coming out.
No.
And I think it's safe to say he was a little disappointing his first couple years in the league. Last year he was good.
Yeah.
But if he can find that Alabama form, he was unblockable. That could change the dynamic. He could be an Aaron Donald type guy.
Yeah. No fucking doubt, man. DJ Reed, they bring in a guy like him. Their cornerbacks can possibly struggle,
Well, if Sauce is a monster,
which I think
could really let the pressure off everyone else, where they could be like, Sauce, have fun on your Island Dog game, have fun on Sauce Island.
Yeah, Quincy Williams, John Franklin Myers,
solid, solid guys,
man. Sheldon Rankins. They pick up a guy like Solomon Thomas, Jermaine Johnson, like we said, Jabari Zuniga, like. They have guys to be interchangeable on that defensive line. They're gonna be coming. And that's the Saleh way. Like
droves.
Yes.
I mean, everyone got to copy the Eagles and get 2 defensive lines now, but I'll allow it. I would like for the Jets to not be just dog water. Like, I would like for them to actually be, like, feisty Jets.
Yeah.
Fireman Ed needs a good year.
Now, I want to transition this after we do our over-unders. So the over-under for them is 5.5.
How did you feel about that number? You like...
Oh, man.
I went over.
Yeah, that's tasty.
Oh, man. I was like, dang. They're going to...
Yeah, it's tasty.
I think they can win 6 games.
I went over.
Yeah.
I went over because my worst case scenario for them was 6 wins. I think they have way too much talent. They have Joe Flacco as a backup.
I thought their best case was like 7 wins, and their worst case was like 2.
Really?
3.
That bad?
Oh, yeah. I feel like
that's bad.
Yeah. So best case scenario, Zach Wilson is just like, damn, holy crap. Like, number 1 pick again. Yeah. Breece Hall. This guy, Jonathan Taylor 2.0. Garrett Wilson's just elite. And Solid gets that defense just going. And I don't think their best case is like getting into the playoffs. It's like, oh, we're going to be we're going to be a tough out for everybody. We might finish 7-10, 8-9.
Like we sweep the fucking Dolphins and we beat the Bills once.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's gonna be crazy. Best case for that, I have 11 wins. I think that's their ceiling.
You're too high, my boy.
Well, that's best case. Like you said, everything that's happening right there, that's 11 wins.
I think that's like 8 for them.
That's fucked up, man.
I have an amazing worst case I really want to get into.
Go ahead.
Zach Wilson looks like a bust. He sleeps with Salah's mom. And all like the rookies struggle. And then Salah is gone at the end of the year.
Fuck, man. That's tough.
What was your favorite part of that? Sleeping with Salah's mom?
Yeah, that one's pretty funny.
I thought so.
Fucking Zach Wilson.
Could happen.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. This division, man, is gonna be fun to watch because all 4 of them, you can argue that you can see a scenario that they win the division for all 4 teams. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility.
I think 3 of those teams. I don't think the Jets. I don't think so.
Yeah, you're really low on the Jets.
I like the Jets. I picked the over. I just don't think they can compete for the division.
You think they're a year away?
Year away.
If they win 9 games.
If they go, I'm like, oh, yeah.
They're waiting to fucking bust.
And they'll be bad the next year because that's the Jets too. But yeah, no, I think they're not bussing, but they're bussing. How's that sound?
I got you.
Good. Does that sound?
Well, let's rank them. Let's go from bottom to top. All right. I want you to go first.
Okay, I'm going to do all 4. Okay. Buffalo Bills 1. New England Patriots 2. New York Jets 3. Miami Dolphins 4.
Wow. And I said bottom to top, but you went top to
bottom.
I'm
sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I sometimes don't listen to you either.
I have been listening to you for like a year now. But
okay. I'm going to go the Max way. I'm going to go top to bottom just to keep the order right.
Sorry.
Buffalo Bills 1.
Okay.
Dolphins 2. Jets 3. And then we're going to go...
Dolphins 4, huh? You going to copy my shit?
No, I said Dolphins 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you're going to go New England 4?
New England 4.
What? Say it one more time because I interrupted you.
Bills 1. Dolphins 2. Jets 3. Patriots 4.
Sorry, Isaiah. I'm sorry.
I think it's over. But
I don't know why one hates you.
But it's not crazy that like they still win 7 games. This division is going to be fucking good. I think they're going to be the second best division in football. Second to the, you know who.
NFC East, here we come.
Yeah.
No, I think this team, there's not an easy out really in this division. I would say maybe the Jets at week 10, they're like just hemorrhaging. So maybe that's why. But I think the Dolphins, even though I pick them to go under, I just have that little faith in Tua. I think there's a lot of talent in this division.
Yeah. Now, this one's easy to do.
Okay.
And I threw this in at the last minute. But let's pick an MVP,
okay,
a defensive rookie, and an offensive rookie of the year.
And a defensive player of the year.
And defensive player. We'll pick 4 guys. Okay. So MVP, this one's easy.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Okay.
Easy. Okay.
Defensive player of the year.
I'm going to go with Jalen Phillips.
Von Miller.
I don't think he's going to get the season sacks.
I'm thinking
playoffs maybe.
He's going to play all 6 years of that contract. Yeah. Don't you fret.
And then for defensive rookie, I'm going to go Javon Holland.
He's not a rookie.
Oh, sorry.
I can't.
Sauce Gardner.
Damn it.
Because he was close for being my defensive rookie, was Javon Holland.
Damn, man. You took who wasn't a pick. Let me come up with somebody real quick.
I put you on the spot.
I know.
I got their roster up if you want to know a couple of their guys.
Kahir Elam.
Can you hear Elam?
I have a lot of faith in him.
It's gonna be sauce.
Damn, I should. Oh, I gotta. Damn. I feel like I'm gonna pick the Bills for everyone because I really like the Bills. Okay,
offensive rookie. You gonna go Cook?
I want to so
Go
bad.
Cook. Go Cook. Fuck it.
Cole Strange. No, Cole
Strange.
Brees Hall. Gotta go Brees Hall.
I don't think it's gonna be Brees Hall just because of this reason. Not the talent, but
the system they're gonna run. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be committee. Honestly.
So you're gonna pick Garrett Wilson, big boy? Yeah, feeling it? Come on, big man.
I'm not feeling it with Garrett. I'm really not.
Feeling some Cole Strange?
No, I'm gonna go James Cook.
Okay.
I think James Cook has a better chance.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I like James Cook. I think they both have chances, man.
It's gonna be fun.
I just didn't want to go Bills every pick. I felt bad.
No Thornton in there?
No Thornton.
You almost picked Strange.
It's no, I can't pick a guard. You know, you can't give credit to that O-line, those pesky O-line.
I think he is going to be good, though.
I think so, too.
Yeah. That's going to do it. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. If you guys are AFC East fans, so if you're a Patriot, Dolphin, Bills, or Jets fan, comment down below. Tell us what you think. Are they going to go over? Are they going to go under? Are they going to have a shit season? Good season? Isaiah, go ahead and comment down below. I want you to comment, all right? I hope you're watching this video for the Patriots. Shout out to the Patriots who are last in my predictions.
Hater. I had them second, bro. I actually respect them.
Oh, man. And if you guys want to watch some more videos, we're going to have them up right here and right there. Hopefully they're on the screen. If you guys want to watch this division, go ahead and click on that. We are out. See you in the next one. Peace.